What's up, everyone? This is the Tin Man with the Resistance. If you're watching this, you are the Resistance. I've got beer and I've got Grandmaster Evan on the line. And he would like to talk to me. You made a video earlier in the week in regards to the attack I received from 20th Century Fox. Go ahead and elaborate on that a little bit.
Well, the whole thing. I mean, when I heard about it, I thought it was just a hacker or something like that. You know, like, and I saw the before and after before it was dissolved and after it was dissolved, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna video on this because I mean, whether it was from Fox News or 20th Century Fox, because Fox is the name Fox. I mean, they put a strike on you for the Babylon versus the 2017 Red Table. I mean, nothing was stolen. You know, it was just a discussion on where humanity was going.
Yeah, and admittedly, I did use a segment from Idiocracy. I did play a segment from Idiocracy on the roundtable. And I did so in fair use and compliance with fair use to illustrate a point for educational purposes, which is within legal bounds.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a very long segment. And you're allowed to have limited segments. I mean, I can't run the whole fucking movie and claim it as my own under fair use. No, I can't do that. But to use a small segment, such as the segment from the scene in question, which was, if you remember, Brondo's got electrolytes.
Yeah.
That whole thing where they were arguing back and forth about Brondo versus water, putting water on the crops. Yeah, it was that segment.
It wasn't even very long. Period. I mean, it was a very short segment, very short. Not even 5 minutes.
Not even that. Not even a minute. I don't think.
But
in any case, you're still allowed to use segments or parts of segments in production venues for the purposes of educational purposes and other purposes. But I thought it was funny as hell because I made the video about CBS.
Oh yeah.
And they're being pro multi-gender whatever. You know, not just male and female, but, multi-gender. Male, female, and other.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was interesting and deserved to be pointed out. I didn't say anything negative about CBS or against the community who identifies as other than male or female, even though we all know my opinions on that whole nonsense. But I didn't say anything derogatory about it.
There's a white guy. He's claiming to be Filipino.
Wow. That'd be like me claiming to be Marvin the Martian because I can imitate the voice.
But wasn't there supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom?
Watch now, I get a copyright strike from Warner Brothers for that one.
I mean, the whole entire thing, what we did was we were talking about how humanity was going in a different direction at a
dumbing down of society.
Different level. Yeah.
Yeah, we were discussing a dumbing down of society. And Idiocracy worked to illustrate that point. In fact, that's what the movie was about, the dumbing down of civilization. So if you're going to be talking about the dumbing down of society and civilization as a whole, why not use a segment from the movie that illustrated that point.
Oh yeah. You can also check out in the film Apocalypto,
Oh,
which also gives another example of a civilization that's dying out. Because at the end, you're seeing ships coming in, and look at the Mayans and the Aztecs and the Incas and the Aztecs and the Mayans and stuff like that.
yeah.
Their civilization lasted for so long, and it started to die out a little bit until
They didn't die out; they were obliterated.
But
these are the cultures that were wiped out by Spain during the infiltration of the New World. You know, the Italians came over here, then Spain, then Great Britain. And each and every one of them, notably, raped, pillage, and destroy. And that is where you get the Mexican society from. And I'm not saying this to be disrespectful to the Latino community in any way, shape, or form, but let's be realistic.
Yeah, there's
a lot of
also,
Mexico and Southern American people are descendants from the Aztec culture, having been mingled with the Spanish and integrated with Spanish culture to create Mexico after the fact, because of all the raping and pillaging that took place. The Spanish came in, raped, pillaged, and wiped out entire civilizations. That's what the Road to El Dorado cartoon was about. Was the Spanish invasion of El Dorado.
And also defined the city of gold,
which was El Dorado.
Yeah, and if you also look at the movie National Treasure, the first one, where they found the city of gold under that Mount Rushmore shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not surprising that they integrate these things into modern movies. But, you know, that's how all those cultures got wiped out and replaced, because they were completely obliterated, and the Mexico and its inhabitants are what was left of a raped and pillaged and obliterated civilization. It's sad.
Put it to light, the Mayans still do exist, but in a different, a different modernized Mayan people.
Oh, sure they do. I mean, even if your ancestors were products of these atrocities, you know, you could still carry on the ancient cultures.
Oh yeah.
Shit, Christianity and Judaism is several thousand years old, and it's still going.
You have the light-skinned Mexicans are considered Castilians.
Yeah.
So the light-skinned Mexicans and stuff, and my father, he's Mexican, but also has the light skin.
Yeah.
That's where my sister gets her. I mean, my sister's blonde hair, green eyes, and I can fuck it. And she gets light skin from my father.
Oh wow.
As I get some of the dark tints from my mother. On her side of the family. And stuff like that. So
that's one thing I do find funny, you know, you hear all these videos, you know, people getting offended, you know, the black community's getting offended. It's like, there's no pure black, motherfucker. There's no pure white. There's no pure anything. We're all a freaking melting pot. It's just whatever genes just happen to be
Yeah.
dominant. And regardless of whether the genes are dominant, I guarantee you've got white, black, whatever in your DNA somewhere along the line. So shut the fuck up with this fucking I'm offended racial
There's
divide
a
bullshit.
here's something that's known fact, and it's very weird. Well, not weird, but very rare.
Very bizarre.
Humanly rare. This woman had a set of twins. Okay, it said twins. Now, twins. Okay, one was white with red hair. One was black with dark. Well, one had dark skin and dark hair.
Yeah.
And they were twin sisters. Same mom, same birth, everything. And
Two different fathers.
nobody thought they were twin sisters, but they were twin sisters, except for the skin color and the hair color.
Yeah, didn't they have like two different fathers? Like one was inseminated right after the other.
I have no idea, but the mom gave birth to them both on the same day. And that's what's rarely humanly rare is to see something like that. That's like someone being born with one green eye and one blue eye.
Yeah, very rare.
Very rare. And I mean, nobody understands that there are things that are humanly rare, like one person having one blue eye and one green eye, or a woman who gave birth to twins that are different in one difference. They're twins, but one is white, the other one looks black, or mulatto.
Is what it is.
And that is rare, unless there was some gene mix-up. Or one of the twins got a gene that was back during the old times, and it was passed down or skipped a couple or
a dormant gene.
Yeah,
that happens.
And it's like me, my eyes, it looks like there's starburst in my eyes.
Pigmentation.
Yeah. And it's like a star that bursted.
Yeah, Lucid's got some of the same thing, and so does his son, Adric.
And my eyes are green, between dark green and hazel.
Yeah.
And I was dating this chick. She was about 11 years older than me, and she's seen every eye color in mine. She said, "Your eyes color are rare." I'm thinking, how are they rare? You know, you got blue eyes, you got green eyes, brown eyes, light brown eyes. You got almost like a dark blue, light blue, almost turquoise color eyes. And then you got the brown eyes, light mid brown eyes. Then you have the almond shaped colored eyes. I mean, it's very humanly rare that you have these characteristics and stuff.
Yeah.
And evolution is really interesting.
It is. So what do you think? Do you think we're evolving or de-evolving as a society? At least on an intellectual level.
We got a visit from a lady. She was a woman. She was a Catholic woman from Spain. Came by to tell how she found God and stuff like that, and explain how her life went and whatnot. And we were talking about evolution. and criticism. I explained how there's been a huge, long argument over evolution and criticism.
Yeah.
Evolution is science.
Yeah.
Criticism is from the Bible.
Well, here's the thing. How can you create something from nothing? That's one thing that I've always found interesting. Yet, prior to the Big Bang, there was absolutely nothing. It was just empty space. But yet, there was an explosion, and everything in the universe was miraculously created in this explosion.
Yeah.
But in order to have an explosion, you have to have a chemical reaction. Now, if there is nothing in the universe, there is literally nothing. Like, take this area around me. There is nothing here. But yet but yet there's an explosion that happens. How is that possible without a chemical or physical reaction or some sort of mass? How do you create something from nothing? How does nothing explode?
Would the Big Bang happen because of matter and antimatter colliding?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, the theory goes that there was literally nothing to the cosmos or the universe. It just miraculously, boom. I personally like the Family Guy version of the Big Bang Theory. God farts and lights a match, and boom, fucking farts out the universe kind of thing.
Not true, man.
Yeah, that's more plausible in retrospect. Now, here's where things get interesting with that. Christianity believes that God created the universe from nothing as well. However,
in 7 days.
Yeah. However, in the Jewish language, God didn't create the universe. He organized the universe. He took existing matter and organized it. That's according to the Jewish culture. And that's something that you, as a former Mormon, do understand as well. You know, that's something that they believe in as well.
Yeah.
You know, the organization of the universe rather than the creation of the universe from nothing, as per Christianity. And this is something that has been taught throughout Jewish history for centuries, even post-Christ. You know, it's a translational thing from the Torah to the Old Testament as it's written in the King James Version. It's a common misconception. According to the original belief system, God organized the universe and set things into motion. Which I think makes more sense.
One of my favorite books in the Bible is Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
The very beginning of Genesis.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, what is Genesis, especially the first few chapters of Genesis, and even the first chapter of the creation, what is that? Any of it? It's science.
Yeah.
Okay? You have the creation of man from dirt. That's alchemy. You have you have him putting Adam to sleep and taking his rib. Surgery. Taking that rib and making another human being from it. Genetic cloning. Hey, you have 3 elements of science right there within the first chapter of the Bible.
Yeah. I like the first time I like is Galileo, how he discovers that the Earth evolved around the sun and that Earth is round, not flat.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got flat earthers who will debate that shit all day and all that, and that's something that I've always wondered. if the Earth is flat and we're under a dome like a fucking snow globe, how are we constantly getting hit with space debris like comets and asteroids and shit? We're getting hit every fucking day. I mean, sometimes they're big enough you could see them fall. Fucking flaming rocks falling from the sky. How the fuck do flaming rocks fall from the sky like a fucking bullet, like God shooting fucking bullets, doing a fucking drive-by on the fucking Earth with giant fucking rocks, if we're under an impenetrable dome where nothing can get in or out? Makes no sense. If nothing else, it makes no sense.
Yeah, there are many theories, many ideas, many questions that have some answer, some with no answer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't deny the idea that maybe the Earth could be flat. I mean, it could work. The idea that we are under a dome, an impenetrable dome, no, I don't believe that. Maybe a type of dome like the atmosphere, like we understand it in regular scientific terms, is relative to a dome, perhaps, in theory. But I don't think it's impenetrable. I think things can come in. I think things can go out. And if there's this conspiracy that the Earth is flat,
asteroid rocks penetrate the Earth.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, we get hit every fucking day like God's doing a fucking drive-by.
Look at the Ice Age.
Yeah. How do these things happen?
Nature.
I mean, nature is a very funny thing, and this planet could do some crazy shit if it wants to, but you gotta really stop and think about it. In retrospect, where would you get seasons and the ice ages? And
I mean, the Earth does rotate. I mean, they do rotate.
Yeah. Well, according to flat earthers, the Earth doesn't rotate. It's the sun. It's like a fucking hologram thing. It's like, why? Where is any of this even practical? I personally don't understand the idea. I mean, and you can look into a fucking telescope and see things. Even in the daytime, you can see into our solar system and see planets and stars and traveling space debris just from a regular fucking telescope bought at Walmart. You can see these things.
I went with my mom.
How could you see such things under a fucking dome screen?
Oh yeah. I went with
I mean, I think Invader Zim addressed this when
when
the Earth was put in a fucking ball and taken by those space pirates to be thrown into a sun to act as fuel. The sky was nothing but a screen, so when Zim tried to fucking use his telescope, he couldn't see anything. It was all fucking like staticky. If it was the same fucking system, you wouldn't be able to see into what we perceive to be outer space. You wouldn't be able to see these things. It wouldn't fucking work.
One of the coolest things I've seen. I just got back with my mom from the vet, and I looked up, and there was a half moon in the blue sky.
Yeah.
I mean, and I took a picture of it and showed it to my girlfriend. I told her, look in the middle. You can see part of the moon coming through the blue sky.
Yeah.
And I said, that's our moon. That's our moon. And I mean, just to see it, it's a fucking. I mean, I've seen it at nighttime. I've seen half moon, quarter moon, a full moon, a red moon.
Yeah. I mean, you can see them all the time, even in the daytime.
Yeah, but this was like, to me, a rarity because how it sat through the sky was just amazing, man. Through the clouds.
I don't know. I hear that the flat earthers want to get funding for a TV show to explore the South Pole to see if it really is a continent or whether it is actually an ice wall to keep the water in.
Maybe they could write a letter to Santa Claus. Maybe he could take them.
Maybe. But doesn't he freaking handle the North Pole? And that's like the center of the globe? The center of our snow globe?
I don't know, man. I mean, the South Pole is like Antarctica. It is a continent. I mean,
Oh, yeah. Well, not according to flat earthers.
well, they're full of shit.
I want to see them do it. I personally want to see them get the funding to test this theory. Because that'd be the only way to really prove it, right?
I'm wondering if they're going to use PayPal or GoFundMe.
I don't know. I'm sure they could probably get the funding to do it. And I proposed this months ago or even years ago, when flat earthers started talking about this shit. Is your whole basis is that we're a flat disc and our oceans are pretty much just one big fucking swimming pool with what is considered the continent of Antarctica acting as a giant fucking ice wall.
Oh yeah.
And that you can't get past the ice wall. You can head south and keep heading south, but you'll eventually hit the end. And they want to get funding to see if they can reach the end or whether they'll reach the other side of the continent by heading in one straight direction. And I want to see them do it because that would prove or disprove their idea.
If I was a betting man, I would bet $1 that they would fail. If I was a betting man.
Well, I want to see them do it. I want to see them either cross the Arctic. I want to see them cross the continent or reach a wall. I want to see either or. I will be satisfied with the result, but I want to see a conclusive result ending what is essentially a pointless debate. Because in retrospect, if you really think about it, whether the Earth is flat or it's a fucking globe, what does it fucking matter the shape of the fucking planet? Isn't it more important to focus on what the fuck is going on the planet rather than what it's shaped like?
That's like a Holocaust denier find out that his grandparents were in the Holocaust.
Well, I see a lot. I've seen a lot on these Holocaust deniers, and there are a lot of people who say that the Holocaust never happened, but there are a lot of quote Holocaust deniers that will say that yes, these things happened, but they didn't happen in the way that you're being told or for the reasons that you were told. That's what a true Holocaust, a quote true Holocaust denier is the idea that yes, bad shit happened, but it didn't happen the way you were told or why you were told.
Yeah.
Or for the reasons you were told. It's like the documentary Adolf Hitler, The Greatest Story Never Told. Connor's addressed this many times and referenced it numerous times. Is the idea that Adolf Hitler was trying to eliminate the Zionist problem. He didn't have a problem with Jews. It was the Zionists, the Jewish Zionists declared war on Germany, and he was retaliating and fighting back.
I kind of find that kind of ironic, kind of a flip flop type thing, bro. I mean,
yeah. Well, I mean, there's always multiple versions to a story, and it's up to history, true history, to be uncovered by people like us who are critical thinkers and willing to question the official narrative. I mean, to accept the official narrative of what happened in Germany would be like accepting the official story of 9/11. I mean, you gotta question it, especially when so many people lost their lives. You gotta wonder why.
A lot, man.
Yeah, and didn't the Kennedy
what's
papers
your
reveal
thought?
that Adolf Hitler was actually alive after the fact? That he didn't die when they said he died and he was living somewhere like in South America or something?
Yeah, Argentina, because
Yeah, in Argentina.
they got a huge German population down there, man.
Yeah, like he went and he didn't kill himself, he relocated to Argentina. So if history is wrong about that, what else is history wrong about? It kind of makes you wonder.
But do you ever wonder if the Chancellor of Germany is the daughter of Hitler and Eva Braun?
I've heard that speculated as well.
Because she was born in the 50s and shit?
Again, it is entirely possible.
Huh.
I mean, and whether or not she chooses to follow in her father's footsteps is another matter entirely. I mean, just because you are your father's daughter doesn't mean you carry their cross. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you have to be their father. Doesn't mean you have to be what he was and do what he did.
I watched a whole season of Hunting Hitler, and it was pretty good.
I heard it was.
And they did find a German sub in the water,
Doesn't surprise me.
and they also found a building that's been kind of partially collapsed or torn down, and it had a bathtub that had swastikas on the sides and shit,
Well,
and little bottles of medicine.
it's possible. Now it's also speculated that fucking Saddam Hussein isn't dead, that they relocated him. Same with Osama bin Laden. And that's why SEAL Team 6 and all those others were killed. Because they didn't want what really happened getting out. They didn't want the truth getting out.
It's kind of funny that they were in that Chinook chopper when it blew up and shit.
Mm-hmm. It's an amazing coincidence. Just like it's an amazing coincidence that those people who were set to testify against Hillary Clinton or had dirt on Hillary Clinton either disappeared or committed suicide via 2 bullets in the back of their fucking heads.
I was surprised that down in Brazil were booking shit.
Huh?
I was like, here's this woman who gave Hillary question answers early in the debate and was fired from CNN. I was going to give me interim DNC chairwoman and shit.
Yeah, that makes you wonder.
Oh yeah, man, big time, dude.
So what do you think? Do you think there's any hope for humanity, or we're just gonna
end
up in an idiocracy?
I do, but we also have that too. We need to have idiots.
We need to have idiots. Yeah, we need to have idiots to make the smart people feel smart.
Oh yeah, I mean, we got idiots in politics, in sports, in music, movies, and in life, general.
Oh, you should have seen me at work the other day, dude. I fucking was on one. Like, I popped off with some Lewis Black shit. Because we were talking about the Spanish girls who fucking are working for the company as engineers, and they have put in all these new machines, and they don't work with a shit. And I'm like, yeah.
Fuck.
I'm like, yeah, these girls are just like fucking politicians. Everybody's like, what do you mean? And the girls only heard part of the conversation. I go, it's simple. The Republican stands up and goes, I've got a really bad idea. And the Democrat stands up and goes, and I can make it shittier. And the girls only heard the last part of that conversation, so they didn't know that I was actually taking a pop shot at them. And they were laughing their asses off. I'm like, yeah. Where do you learn politics, bitches? No, like, they've got several new machines that they put in. One of which is a $300,000 press machine.
$300,000.
$300,000, and it breaks down every fucking day.
Fuck.
Yeah, I said for fucking made him, if you wanted to invest in shit, you should have just bought $300,000 worth of toilet paper. And one time the line was down, and one of the big bosses was out, and he goes, Chris, why is the line down? I'm like, because your $300,000 piece of shit just broke down. And the paint tech just happened to be standing there, and the paint tech hits the floor laughing. He is just dying.
Shit.
And the big boss is like, okay, I ain't got nothing to say on that. Like, so I took to call the $300,000 piece of shit incest baby number 1. Then we have a bagging machine that constantly breaks down. That is incest baby number 2. And then the new layout that they did for the factory, which completely fucks everything up. Incest baby number 3. And I'm at the point where if they come out with a fucking tape measure, I'll be like, let it go. You have a thought, let it go. Do not think, do not speak, do not act. Just go back to your office and roll your pencil around your desk. That is all you are good for.
Shit.
Be a good little pencil pusher and go back to your desk and push that pencil all around your fucking desk. Because you ain't worth shit.
What's your thoughts on the whole JFK file, man?
The JFK files, I still haven't read them all. I mean, I've heard a lot, but like I said, I've been working a lot of fucking hours, especially considering the holidays coming up, so you got big demand. So I'm getting a lot of fucking hours, which is why I'm tired as fucking shit. And you see the fucking bags under my eyes and shit. I'm tired.
I'm just surprised that they released them.
That I'm surprised of as well, and that referenced Adolf Hitler as well. If I'm to be correct, that the JFK files didn't have mention of Adolf Hitler in certain regards.
And they're also saying that Martin Luther King Jr. was a communist and shit.
It probably was. I mean, don't get me wrong, communism in most regards is a bad thing. But, in many regards, it can also be a good thing. Just like democratic socialism is a bad thing, but it's also got its virtues as well. There's good and bad at everything. It's just how you make it a selling point. And some people will buy it and some people won't. And I remember reading about the freaking communist witch hunts back in the day. They had fucking, it was fucking witch trials pretty much for communists.
McCarthy.
Yeah. Yeah, wasn't the movie with Jim Carrey, The Majestic? It had a lot to do with that as well. Because we had a guy played by Jim Carrey who was on the run because he was accused of being a communist and was asked to appear before a tribunal, and he ran, got into a car accident, lost his memory, and wound up in a town where they confused him with somebody else. And he lived that life for a long while until his memory came back and he remembered who he was and went back and took responsibility.
There was a movie that was also based on the McCarthy bullshit, where a guy pled his innocence and he was being accused of being a communist and shit, and he was a scriptwriter,
Yeah.
and he used a ghost name, and as this went on for years until they found out who he was. I mean, this like after the whole thing kind of
Fizzled out.
calmed down a little bit, and then he got credit for the movies that he wrote, and he got credited for what he did, and he spent 10 years trying to clear his.
Well, it happens, and it wouldn't surprise me if it's gonna happen again. I don't know who's gonna be the target for that, but I'm sure there's gonna be witch hunts again.
You got him now. You got
Good point.
communists
Yeah.
now, and they're going after Nazis here in the States and shit, going after Trump supporters.
Yeah. Well, anybody who's a fucking Trump supporter is automatically a racist Nazi.
You know, like I
According
said,
to the consensus.
I didn't vote for the guy. I didn't support the guy. I voted and supported for Gary Johnson. That was my guy.
I farted.
Nice, man.
I farted and it made more of a difference.
Put in the file.
I did. And then I followed it up with a veto.
Nice.
Now, I was going to vote, but I hadn't been able to transfer my license over in time enough to be able to register to vote for this year. But if I were to have voted, I would have voted for somebody other than Clinton or fucking Trump. I would have looked at all of the candidates, looked at their files, looked at everything they were offering, and cast my ballot that way. I can't honestly say who I would have voted for at this point, but it would have been one of those things where I would have had to sit down, really done my research, and made a decision based on that.
I got hit this past June with a jury summons.
Really?
It's canceled until February 5th. So I'm going to call the court again and cancel it again.
Just go in there. Just go in, and if you have any mental disabilities, you just label that and they'll generally leave you alone. Or you could say that you're biased or racist or any kind of bullshit, they'll leave you alone for the most part. They generally don't like people who can't be unbiased.
Shit.
Getting a cold?
Shit.
You getting a cold?
Allergies, man.
Oh, man. I've had a fucking cold. I'm not sure whether it's a cold or what, but it's been sitting in my fucking chest. I've been hacking crap up for like 2 fucking weeks, dude. It's been killing me.
I think I found out I found out what my allergy is.
Bullshit?
No, feminism.
You're allergic to feminism?
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. We're going to get you a shirt made saying I'm allergic to feminism. I love it.
I have a feeling because of that, what I said, here comes another strike.
Oh, I'm sure I'm probably going to get hit. I find that very interesting. But they removed the claim the same day. They released the fucking claim. And what it comes down to is this. Fox thought they were going to be big shit. Like, oh, we're going to punk this guy. He doesn't know shit. He's just a fucking nobody. Didn't think that I actually knew the laws, knew what the fuck I'm doing, and would fire back. I get that shit at 4 in the morning. I immediately reply and I jump on camera with my phone. I just had my phone because I was actually getting ready to go to bed, and I hear my phone go off, ding, and I hear, "Oh, you got a copyright claim by Fox." I'm like,
Oh, shit.
"Oh, fuck no!" Don't even try to pull this fucking shit. So yeah, I immediately fired back, and I did so on camera. Later that day, I'm at work. I'm actually on break when this happens. Phone goes ding. Oh, cool. It's done. So when I get off work, I come home, take screenshots, post pictures on my fucking Facebook. And that's where you guys jumped in.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. I jumped in immediately.
Yeah, I mean,
Immediately.
and I'm not gonna lie, I used video footage from the movie Idiocracy, which was their claim. I did. But I did so under fair use within legal bounds.
Yeah.
And if they got a problem with that, then they can talk to the federal government and the legislators who made these laws and debate it with them. Because if they're going to sit there and harass me, I will take them to fucking court and I will own their fucking studios and I'll actually produce television worthwhile.
I don't know if I got one yet, because when Chester Bennington died, the lead singer for Linkin Park died, I played it. I played a song in his honor in a video.
Do you have your videos monetized or have commercials on
No,
them at all?
no.
That's probably why you didn't get it. But you did so, and you mentioned that you were doing it in his memory and shit like that. So that probably falls under fair use. I'm not 100% sure on that. That's something you should probably look into. But I'm sure you're all right. And that was a while ago. But then
Yeah.
again, the round table that we shot was a while ago too, and they hit me. And it's not the first time this happened. I had a few months back. I had a motherfucker try to claim copyright. Put a copyright strike against me on the documentary I did on YRV. Can you believe that shit? Somebody fucking tried to claim copyright violation on the YRV documentary.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, claiming that an anonymous video was theirs. But here's the thing. The video in question was not theirs. One, it's an anonymous video. You can't claim ownership of that.
Yeah.
Two, it was used in fair use. Three, the only video on their fucking channel that was an anonymous video had the same type of footage, but was a Spanish produced video and was in Spanish and was posted 3 years after the fact. So I fired back at YouTube. I'm like, you're going to allow this motherfucker to hit me with a copyright strike for a video for allegedly stealing content that he produced 3 years after I produced said stolen content? So what? I traveled into the future 3 years, stole his video, traveled back 3 years to post it on my video. Like, what the fuck? So they had to remove that too. Like, that's the second time stupid shit like that has happened. Like, don't fucking try to play me for a fool. I know the laws.
There are stupid people on social media. Whether it's from YouTube
There
to
really
Facebook, Twitter to whatever. And that's like I caught someone using my name. They only used my first and last name, and they had an anonymous logo on the bag with my birth date and a mail.
What?
Only difference is I have a full my full name the name I used to use, Rhythmical Droma. I mean, this person, I mean, he had two of my cousins. He had a friend of mine as friends. I checked, I looked, nothing, not a goddamn thing. It was a fucking trolling shit, man. So I got his ass. I put to all my friends and family, there's an idiot that's using my name with the anonymous logo as a background and also a photo. Do not accept any friend request.
Huh.
And I blocked his ass and everything else. I went after this guy big time. Big time.
Yeah, I noticed on YouTube there's a few people who use the name Tommy Bird and a few people who use the name Spike the same way I use it, SPYK. And, you know, I haven't gone by MC Spike in years. Spike was an old high school nickname that I got dubbed with. So I was always wearing spiked shit. Anything that had spikes on it, I had fucking spikes galore. So they nicknamed me Spike, and then when I started doing music, you know, I was MC Spike. But, you know, I've noticed a few people using that shit, and a few people using the Tommy Bird thing, but I believe that one of which is an athlete who goes by the name Tommy Bird. I think he's like a Spanish soccer player or something like that. So I'm trying not to make too big of a deal about that, but I'm thinking any regard, I'm thinking about going after some of these people and going, hey, fucking ripping my shit.
That's like today. My girlfriend, she had there's this name on Facebook, Isabel Evan, and she had my girlfriend's old picture as her Facebook photo and shit.
Oh.
So I typed the photo. I inboxed it to my girlfriend. I said, "Is this you?" And she's like, "Babe, where did you get the photo?" I said, "Isabel Evan. Go to her. Talk to her about it." And she was confused, like, it was her old photo from years ago. And she says, "Babe, block her." So blocked her. So before I blocked her, I asked her a question. I go, "Why do you have my girlfriend's old picture?" But this Facebook page had no friends except one old guy. One old guy.
Wow.
And female. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, it's like this one chick that I had talked to online, like when I was doing the online dating thing years ago. She was using Raven Riley's fucking pictures. You know, that porn star Raven Riley. This person was using her pictures and fucking trying to get guys. Like, what the fuck? Come to find out, this girl was like 14 years old and habitual wrong way, all kinds of shit.
Shit.
It's like, yeah, block.
I got away from this chick named Alice James. She sent me her nude pic, which was not too bad at all, to be honest. And it's kind of ironic that the email that the person used was a Michael something 98. That com thing on our Facebook. Kind of funny how a Michael something that's a guy's name.
Yep.
And I mean the picture wasn't too bad. I mean the girl looked pretty good. So I got, you know what? I'm going to just block her, just because she's starting to mention money. that she had this uncle that can't, guy, his uncle can't send money to Nigeria.
Well.
And then I want no part of it at all, none whatsoever. I want no part of it.
Yeah, it's like I ain't dealing with that shit.
Don't even look at me because I ain't gonna do a damn thing. If she asked me, do you want part of the money? I said, look, what does I want no part of it, don't you understand? I got no response for like 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours. So I was like, you know what the fuck is it? Blocked it. I blocked it. Want no part of it.
Can't say I blame you.
I mean, I don't know what. I mean, you have scammers on social media like Facebook, Twitter,
Yeah.
Tumblr, Instagram, MySpace, even YouTube.
Yep.
Even YouTube. And I'm still blown away on why do people do this shit? Why?
I noticed most of these fucking scammers come from somewhere in Africa. It's always tied back to Africa for some stupid reason. I'm not sure whether these people are in Africa or whether they're just using Africa to transfer the money because, the African government really doesn't fucking focus their energies on people like this. But I do find it interesting that a lot of it ties back to African countries.
I just, I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, you understand?
Oh yeah, a while back there was a scam going around, freaking girls hitting you up on Facebook and shit, trying to get you to video chat, trying to get you to take your clothes off, and then try to fucking say, oh, well, there was a child in the room, and you're going to send me X amount of money, or I'm going to expose you, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I've heard stories like this for a while. Like, what the fuck's with these people?
I don't, that's what my ex-Andy told me, there's a lot of scammers from the area. Big time. And stuff like that, just,
and it's sad that even the motion film industry is trying to fucking scam, too. It's like they can't fucking make money legitimately, so they have to fucking target people who are using fair use. It's funny.
The funniest thing I ever seen from Hollywood was a movie called Reefer Madness from 1936.
Wow.
And me and my son watched this, okay? My son was about 10 years old. We were watching Reefer Madness. I said, son, this is what happens when you smoke weed. And to me, he says, bullshit.
And you're probably like, I'm so proud I raised you right.
Oh, yeah.
I raised you.
No, wait. He was about 11, 12 years old at the time. And I was a, as many know what it is, Reefer Madness is a propaganda tool for people who...
Anti-marijuana, I remember it.
Yeah. And they had a parody on that 70s show.
Yep.
And it was funny as shit, too. Big time.
Sad world, man. It truly is.
It was kind of funny. It's kind of ironic how Hillary keeps blaming people for her loss, and keeps blaming Trump for having a collusion with Russia when she's the one that did the uranium deal with Russia.
Oh, of course. Look at look at his bad deeds, but don't look at hers, right? Typical fucking Democratic ideology. Now, I'm not saying that the Republicans don't have blood on their hands, because God knows they do.
They do. They do.
But the
They've had it for
Clintons,
over 100 years,
man,
man.
oh
For
my
years.
God, the Clintons, man, they make the Obamas look fucking saint-like, dude. Fucking Clintons, like, hey. Like, I've been seeing a lot of memes going around lately of Donald Trump fucking laughing his ass off, going, all those Democrats who said that Trump was a fucking racist turned out to be pedophiles. Or when you find out that all the people that said you were a racist turned out to be pedophiles. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you can't help but laugh at that shit and go. And it kind of blows my mind. It's like, okay, you're in the public eye. Whether you're a politician, actor, musician, whatever, you're in the public eye.
A lot.
How are you going to try to bring light to somebody else's wall, but think that the other side isn't going to shed light on yours, okay? You want to expose the skeletons in somebody else's closet when you've got more than enough in your own. Okay, how do you think you're going to get by with that shit? It mind boggles me, to be honest with you. How the fuck
That's been
the Clintons think their shit? How the fuck do they think they can get away with this shit?
This has been going on for a very long time. Even in Hollywood. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Even during Hollywood's golden era, they had sexual assault through that time too. I mean, look at Louis B. Mayer, who co-founded MGM.
Yep.
He raped a 17-year-old girl during the golden age, and Hollywood had their own police force and shit at the time.
Yeah.
And to this day, they still had their cover up. They've had mysterious deaths, suicides, murders, and whatnot.
Yep.
And just to cover up the studio's bullshit, which is right now it's crumbling and shit because of Harvey Weinstein and crap. Ben Affleck,
Yeah.
Al Franken and shit. I mean, look at Bill Clinton. That motherfucker got away with murder for over the last 50 years and shit.
Yeah, murder, rape. I mean, he's a notorious rapist. And Hillary goes, oh, well, that was in his past. So the fuck what?
And it's not any right-wing conspiracy, bitch. Open your eyes, put your head out of your ass.
Yeah, I mean, if your average Joe fucking raped somebody, regardless of whether it was in their past or not, yeah, if it comes to light, you're going to get prosecuted for it.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, even past the statute of limitations, in many instances, people will look past the statute of limitations. Now, in many instances, statute of limitations could eliminate the possibility of a conviction, but it's still not going to fucking save your credibility and going, oh, look, Trump said grab her by the pussy, but my husband raped all these women, but it's in his past, so it's okay. But look at Trump's past. Don't look at my husband's past, because that's in his past, but definitely look at Trump's past.
No, it's funny.
That's fairly condescending.
Here in California, if you were molested or raped in California, the limitation is only 8 years.
Yep, statute of limitation is 7 to 8 years. You
8 years.
have to report it within said time, or it exceeds the statute of limitations, and no legal action can be taken.
That's why Hollywood was built in California, because if anybody from Hollywood or in the industry of music or 8 years, it'll give them enough time to cover their ass.
Yep.
And even after 8 years, they're like,
what? Yeah, they just look at these people and go, fucking do something about it.
I mean, I would like to see something happen. You know, I would like to see an act. I mean, I don't care if money talks and bullshit walks. Somebody's going to prison.
Well, if it's past the statute of limitations, you can't really do anything. But I'm
No,
sure that there are instances
within the 8 years. Within
Yeah,
the 8 years.
but I'm sure that there's in many instances where shit has been happening recently that could probably incriminate these motherfuckers still. I mean, what's a rapist? Always a rapist, right? What's a killer?
I mean,
Always a killer.
look at Senator Al Franken. He was a writer for Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
He became a senator, and there's video of him that's out there of him fondling the breast of Leanne Tweeden, who was asleep. And he owned up. He apologized. He owned up to it. Still, dude, man, the person there, the person in the pudding, put your hands on a woman's breast while she was asleep, dude. You need your ass beat, man. Senator or not,
Yeah.
you need your ass beat. If that was my girlfriend or wife, whatever, I would beat his ass.
Yeah.
I would throw his ass off the fucking plane in midair.
There's something very wrong in this world anymore. Like, I think we're already living in an idiocracy for the most part. I mean, we're not putting Brawndo on our crops, granted, but things are still pretty bad. Especially with all this kind of shit's going on in the world. It's like, what the fuck?
Bro, we've been living in it for since dawn of time. No bullshit. No more.
Something tells me.
We're living it now.
You know, I'm inclined to agree with you. You know, it's just for some reason we're always fucking stupid in one regard or another. But I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night on this video. We'll pick this up with the round table tomorrow night.
Okay.
But in the meantime, I'm gonna fucking call it quits, dude. I'm getting hungry and I'm drunk and I'm medicated. Probably not a good combination.
Shit.
Yeah. Fucking Mucinex and shit.
Crazy, bro.
Hey, like I said, I've had this fucking whatever for like 2 fucking weeks, dude. I will be at work fucking hacking out my lungs and just spitting up crap into the fucking trash can. It'll fucking be filled with loogies all night, dude. It's fucking gross.
I've been there, man. I've been there.
Yep, so I'm
not cool, man. Not cool.
Yep, so I'm outie, dude.
Don't like it, don't want it, don't need it. Get the fuck out of it.
Exactly. So I will catch you later. For everybody watching, this has been the longest non-roundtable video that I've done ever. If you're watching this video...
This was what, about an hour and a half?
An hour and 8 minutes.
Alright.
Yeah. Fuck it, might as well just chop it up to being a round table. Fuck it. This is Tin Man with the Resistance on the behalf of Grandmaster Evan. If you're watching this, you are the Resistance. Night-night.
Peace.